a webcam this size shouldn't be that good. We're gonna start off with the hardware versus other webcams, software, features, and the price. So let's get on into the video. If you think that all webcams are the same, this one will prove you wrong. What's good, guys? I'm Storm Allen, the CEO, the moneymaker. Today we're checking out the OBSBOT Tiny 3 Lite. Let's get on into it. Slight disclaimer before we even start the video. OBSBOT did send this out to me, but you already know over here, sponsored or not, we're gonna keep it real. None of that fluff, none of those fake hype or those talking points. We're just gonna go straight on into my facts after trying this webcam for a couple weeks. Alright, so first off, the OBSBOT Tiny 3 Lite is not trying to be just a regular webcam. It's trying to be your webcam, your mini tracking camera, and your built-in mic setup, and low-key, your productivity tool. So the real question, is it actually worth it, or is it just another tech that's throwing AI on the box and hoping you get excited? So first we're gonna start off with is the size. This thing is small, actually small. OBSBOT says it's around 48% smaller and 34% lighter than the predecessor, and the public specs put it at around 73 grams. This thing is tiny. It's the type of camera that doesn't take up a bunch of deck space, easy to travel around, because some webcams are starting to look like security cameras sitting on top of your monitor. This one feels more like a tiny smart camera for creators. It doesn't scream one of those cheap office webcams. It has that sleek and modern look. Now let's jump on into the setup. This part is actually simple. It's a USB-C connection, and it does come with a USB-A adapter in the box. It works with Windows 10 or later and Mac OS 11 or later. So from the jump, this is not one of those webcams that you do need a dedicated software. But more on that later. If you would like to have a dedicated software, you can take it out right out of the box from the jump. It's already set up. You just push it in, plug it in. That's what she said. Or clip it on your monitor, throw it on a tripod, and it's basically there like that. Now let's talk about the camera itself. You're getting a 1.5-inch class sensor, up to 4K at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 120 FPS. I didn't find this feature. I'm stuck at 1080p at 60 frames per second, but that's good enough. You do have HDR, phase detection, autofocus, up to 4x digital zoom. That sounds like a ton of spec talk, but in real life, it means two simple things. One, it can look sharp with that 4K, and two, it can look smooth if you want a more fluid tracking. Now, let me keep it honest. From my hands-on review with the Tiny 3 Lite, it's not a monster, especially in low light. Low light is where it struggles because of that tiny sensor. I would rather go for the Tiny 3, not the light version, if I have low light. But the smaller sensor means that the room is going to be more dark. You're probably going to see more noise and softer image than you would on other flagships. So for me, the benefits here is not the magic camera. The benefits is if you light your setup properly, this webcam gives you a lot for your money. Now I'm going to compare this to my affordable webcam, which is the Logitech C920, and I'm going to give you all different views. First, I'm going to show you all in 1080p, which is the native resolution that I do use side by side in low light. And then I'm going to show you the 1080p versus the 4K, how much of a difference it is, how more detailed it is, and sharp the image is. The 1080p knocks the Logitech C920 on its, and you can see the level of sharpness and detail. I only wish that at the 4K I could get 60 frames, but hey, it's a small camera, and for the price, I'm not complaining. Now we're gonna jump off into the features, starting first with the AI tracking, because this is the part that makes the webcam different. This camera doesn't just sit there, it moves, it pans, it tilts, it tracks you. And OBSBOT is pushing that AI tracking 2.0 here with tracking, zone tracking, the composition lines, the gestures, and voice tracking, which is one of my favorite features. And from what I've seen, the tracking is actually one of the best things about this product. That part seems snappy, but you make content standing up, showing products, moving around your desk, teaching, presenting, or just locked into one position. The tracking is a real benefit here. This is basically the webcam version of a face tracking tripod idea, and now it's built into the camera, so no needing to use the dedicated software to get the tracking. It's built in, and that is a game changer for me. I'm not a big fan of the gestures. There's a lot of times that I figure out they didn't work for me. The voice tracking was more accurate when I wanted to tell the webcam to do different stuff. It was struggling with the gestures, so I'm not a big fan of the gestures, but I do love the voice tracking. Now, another feature is the audio, and this is the part where the sponsor wanted my attention. We got the spiral audio side, and honestly, I get why they wanted me to talk about this, because most webcam mics are terrible, thin, hollow, and sound cheap like. But you'll be judge of this one. Check this out.
So we're now testing out the OBSBOT Tiny 3 Lite microphone. So all this audio is coming from the OBSBOT. I do have a fan going on in the background, my PC. Let me know, guys, how does the audio sound?
So as you can hear, guys, it's actually doing more than that. You got the 3 mic setup with different audio modes. You got pure audio, spiral audio, smart, omnidirection. It has a AI noise reduction built in most of those modes. On paper, OBSBOT is clearly trying to build a camera with great audio, not just a gimmick, a camera where you don't need a dedicated mic. I don't feel like they're quite there yet, but honestly, this is the right step. So kudos to them for looking at this and trying to give the consumer something good for their money. Now let's talk about the part that matters the most, the software. Because this is where the Tiny 3 Lite either becomes worth it or it's just a cute little webcam with a gimbal. If you never open OBSBOT Center, you're leaving a lot of the product on the table. And I mean a lot. This is the app where you start controlling the look, the exposure, white balance, the ISO behavior, tracking feature, the tracking settings, presets, composition, and it goes deeper. You got stuff like the exposure curve, red and blue light gain control, auto white balance. You even got a NVIDIA eye contact, can blur and replace your background with green screens. You got picture in picture. You got a teleprompter tool built in, and even an avatar feature. One more thing I would like to add is that there is not a dedicated privacy shutter to cover the camera. How this works is by turning the camera down and the camera shuts off, or you tell the camera to sleep. Sleep, Tiny. It goes down, right, just like that. But if you're someone that values privacy so much you need something to physically cover the camera, this might be the one for you. But I do find this feature so useful because the camera itself just turns off, so I feel secure enough to know that it's off and with no LED lights. Now, the reason why you watch this video without wasting your time anymore, the price for the Tiny 3 Lite is $199 USD, so roughly around $200 on Amazon. I do think they go for sale now and then, so if you want to grab it, you can look out for a sale or see if you can find it cheaper on their dedicated website. So who is this webcam aimed for? It's definitely aimed for creators, people that do talking head, whiteboard, stuff that the basic webcam can't do that's stuck in one area. If you stream, you do product reviews, or you want a webcam to do more than just sit there, this starts making way more sense. I've had the product, it's linked down in the description. And if you want to see another piece of tech where the camera tracks you, check out my video on the face tracking tripod. It's going to be somewhere here. Now I want to know from you, would you use the face tracking feature from your webcam every day, or are you more interested in a static webcam? Comment down below, like, share, subscribe. Stay safe, guys. Peace out.